Well, she was first elected in 2015 to sit in the Lethbridge West seat, and then since was re-elected in 2019 and again in 2023. But that seat will soon sit vacant as MLA Shannon Phillips made her official announcement today that she will be leaving the Alberta legislature. BCN's Jeannette Rocher has that story.
To an opposition caucus.
She is one of only 2 new Democrat members outside of Edmonton and Calgary to be elected in 3 consecutive terms to Alberta's Legislative Assembly. And today, Lethbridge West MLA Shannon Phillips officially announced she'll be giving up that seat July 1st.
I am exploring opportunities in the private sector. I'm also looking at ways that I can give back to the community through teaching and writing.
Vaguely citing reasons for her departure, such as family.
Along the way, my children have grown up in politics. They were 4 and 6 when I was elected to government. They are now teenagers with their own loud opinions about politics and my place in it.
And timing.
I think now is the right time in terms of the growth of the party, the strength of the party, but also for me personally. There is no question that sometimes public life has had its ups and downs for me and its share of challenges.
Many speculate those challenges include her very publicized head-to-head legal battle with the Lethbridge Police Service, starting with a 2017 incident at Stella's Diner, where she was secretly photographed by LPS members who were unhappy with her efforts to end off-roading in the Castle Mountain region of the Rockies. She was also the subject of what became known as Meme-gate, where a series of disparaging images were made of her and passed around the department. Then, following a release for public information, it was discovered several members of the LPS had run database searches on her. Recently, the Crown chose not to prosecute the former LPS members who were involved in the searches, despite an ACERT recommendation to do so.
What I can't take is what happened from the LPS, given as it is so far outside the acceptable norms of the rule of law and the institutions of liberal democracy, for which they have never been held accountable and never shown a whiff of responsibility. There is no question that that is part of it.
And according to University of Lethbridge professor Lars Hallström, Phillips's departure isn't overly surprising.
Particularly with Rachel Notley, of course, also going in the same direction. It's been a bit of a rough few years here for Shannon, not politically or electorally, but I think locally with some of the issues regarding the police surveillance. So I can see after more than a dozen years of being in this kind of context, and particularly with some of the changes coming in terms of the NDP leadership, it probably makes sense.
The NDP will choose their new leader on June 22nd. Phillips's departure will leave an empty seat to be filled during a by-election, which will be announced at a later date. For Bridge City News, I'm Jeannette Rocher.
Since her time in Alberta politics, Phillips has worn several cabinet minister hats, including Minister of the Environment, Parks and Climate Change. And up until the final sitting of Alberta's 31st legislature, she also served as finance critic.